most haunted place in India, that's what they call it. It's also been called India's Bermuda Triangle. Every year, hundreds of people visit this place, and some of them never come back. So why is this happening? Is there really a curse on this place? Let me tell you the story of the most haunted place in India. It's a place where no one should stay after sunset. This is Bhangarh Fort in the Indian state of Rajasthan. It was built 400 years ago by a demon named Rawal Ratan Singh. He wanted to build a grand fort to rule over his kingdom. But soon, he realized that he needed some magic to make his kingdom prosper. So he invited the most powerful wizard in India, a man named Akoya, and in return for making him immortal, he promised Akoya half of his kingdom. But when it was time to give Akoya his reward, Ratnasimha broke his promise. He went back on his word and did not give Akoya anything. And so, the wizard put a curse on the entire kingdom, dooming everyone to an afterlife inside the fort. Now, according to local legend, anyone who enters the fort after sunset never makes it out alive. Now, this story may sound like just another spooky folk tale, but there are plenty of people who claim that it's true. Every year, hundreds of tourists visit Bhangarh Fort, but none of them stay the night. Because once the sun goes down, the fort comes alive. People have seen apparitions roaming through the ruins. They say that if you enter the fort after sunset, these ghosts will drag you into the ground, and you'll never be seen again. But some people actually try to test their luck. Like in 2013, some college students snuck into the fort after dark, and they claimed that they saw a ghost. They tried to take a picture of it, but when they checked the camera later on, the pictures were all corrupted. In 2017, two young men stayed in the fort overnight, and they said that they heard chains dragging metal moans and screams in the dead of the night. But they survived. In 2021, a young woman named Neha stayed in the fort overnight, and she told the media that she had seen many ghosts. She said that some of them were friendly and others wanted to kill her. She said that she ran for her life, but the ghosts chased her all around the fort. Then she did something crazy. She climbed up on top of a tower and jumped into the arms of a statue of a Hindu goddess. She said that the ghosts could not enter the tower, so they left her alone. And when the sun came up, she climbed down and left the fort. But that's not the end of the story. After she left, the statue was found shattered into pieces. Someone had destroyed it. And this is not the only mysterious thing that has happened at Bhangarh Fort. There are several stories of people who have vanished without a trace. Like in 2014, a man named Babulal Shah went missing. He was an archaeologist from the Archaeological Survey of India. He was working at the fort when he disappeared. His bike was found parked near the fort, but he was nowhere to be seen. And then there is the story of Gopal, a guard at the fort. One day, he was patrolling the ruins when he saw a ghost. It was the apparition of a little girl in a flowing white gown. He tried to walk away, but the ghost followed him. It kept appearing everywhere that he went. Then he tried to hide in a tower, but when his colleagues went to check on him, they found him dead. He had taken his own life. Now, I don't want to scare you off, so I'm going to lighten the mood a bit. But before I do, let me tell you that there are thousands of haunted places in India. But the scariest ones are the ones that are based on true stories. Like, have you ever heard of the ghost of Janpath? It's the most haunted street in Delhi. Janpath is one of the busiest streets in India. During the day, it's full of shoppers and tourists. But at night, it becomes a ghost town. That's because the spirits of World War II soldiers roam down Janpath at night. They were killed in a battle between the British and the Germans. When the British lost, they blew up a munitions factory on Janpath. The blast killed hundreds of soldiers, and now their ghosts walk along the road looking for their lost comrades. Some people have even captured images of these ghosts. They look like old-fashioned soldiers wearing uniforms from World War II. Then we have the haunted train of Mumbai CST station. If you travel to India, you have to take a train at some point, because India has the largest railway network in the world. But if you ride the trains at night, you might see a ghost. At the CST station in Mumbai, people have seen the apparition of a woman in Victorian nightgown. No one knows who she is or why she haunts the station. Some people say that she's the ghost of a former railway worker who lost his son in a train accident. Others say that she is the spirit of a British woman who died aboard a train. And lastly, I'll tell you about the ghost ship of Goa. Goa is famous for its beaches, but no one dares to swim in the Arabian Sea. That's because people have seen the ghost ship of Coco Island. It looks exactly like a Portuguese galleon that sank more than 100 years ago, and some people say that they can hear the cries of the crew as they struggle in vain to free themselves from the shackles of their watery graves. Now that you know how scary India can be, you must be wondering, how safe is it to visit these haunted places? Well, if you visit Bhangarh Fort today, you will find a deserted village at the foot of the hill. The houses are empty, and the shops are closed. The entire village is abandoned. And the reason for that is pretty obvious. You would not want to stay in a place where people go missing every year, right? That's why no one lives there anymore. On the other hand, Janpath Road is still open for business. You can shop till your heart's content there. And who knows, maybe you'll see a ghost too. As for the train stations and the beaches, well, those are still open too. So feel free to explore them if you dare. And now, let's get back to the story of Neha, the young woman who spent the night in Bhangarh Fort. When she jumped into the arms of the statue, she thought that the ghosts would leave her alone. But the next morning, the statue was found in pieces, and everyone realized that the ghost had used her as an offering. There are so many haunted places in India that you won't believe. There are haunted palaces, haunted railway stations, haunted beaches, even haunted buses. India is considered to be the most haunted country in the world. How do you explain that? Some people say that India has so many ghosts because it's a very spiritual place. Hindus believe that when you die, your soul transmigrates into another body. But sometimes the soul gets stuck and doesn't move on. Instead, it becomes a ghost and haunts the living. The truth is, you can't be too careful in a place like India. There are so many myths and legends that you can't trust anything. Like, let's say you meet a sadhu on the street, an Indian holy man with long white hair and a long white beard. If you ask him for advice, he will tell you to pay him first. And he won't accept money, only gold. If you give him gold, he will tell you the future. But some people say that these sadhus are actually demons in disguise. They feed on human emotions and use gold to amplify their powers. I'm not trying to scare you off, but I'm just telling you what people say. There are so many things you need to watch out for in India. Like, let's say you're walking down the street and you see a funeral procession. In India, funerals are a very solemn affair. The family members carry the coffin on their shoulders, while the mourners walk behind them. And if you accidentally touch the coffin, you will bring bad luck upon yourself. And then there are the festivals. In India, every day is a festival. There are religious festivals, cultural festivals, food festivals. You name it, India has it. But you need to be careful which festival you celebrate. Like, let's say you join Holi celebration. Holi is the festival of colors, but some people say that it's also a festival of ghosts. On this day, the ghosts come out of their graves and play with the living. If you're not careful, you might end up playing with a ghost. As you can see, there are so many things you need to watch out for in India. But if you're careful, you will be rewarded with amazing experiences. So, what do you think? Are the legends of haunted India true, or are they just stories to scare tourists? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more updates.